Hello there and welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to fill this spread out using a kit from Nikki Plus Three. I'm also using rose gold foil again. I know I used it in last week's plan and I do try to mix them up, but I really felt like I wanted something a little bit prettier and lighter, and it's even got a little bit of a spring vibe to it even though we are in autumn. But we've had such a lovely mild weather pattern. It's been so lovely that it seemed appropriate to use something a little bit lighter and floral with a bit of a spring feel. So my take on autumn this week. So I'm just showing you the stickers in the kit, and I'm about to speed you through the laying down of the basics. Now that the basics of the spreader down and the sidebar has also been filled in, I'm just going to pop across the top of the full boxes and add today headers. So these come with Nikki's kits. I think she also has a situation where if you order her new releases on the weekend that they're actually released, you get a couple of sort of bonus things with her kits. I seem to just never be onto those specials. I just see a particular kit that I like, and I tend to go and maybe order that and don't always get the specials. But certainly keep an eye out for some PR codes that you can pop in there to reduce the cost of some of these kits. But they're definitely well worth it. So now after I've added the headers from Nikki's kit, I've pulled in some extra ones from Sadies Stickers. These you can buy in various different batches of colours that match some of her kits, but also seem to be handy to go with so many other things. So I'm using these lovely Beau headers. They're amongst my favourite. These, and Paper Muse Craft does some really beautiful ones as well. And they just seem to be in the pinks. And as you can see, even that mauve one would have easily matched this kit, but I did want to bring a little bit of a lighter colour in underneath those date covers. So I've gone with this pretty pink here, and it's certainly doing the job. And I'm just popping that across both of the pages on the sheet to finish off the date covers. Going back over there to the sidebar, you'll notice that the quote is self-care is not a selfish thing. And coming off a week that was just a little bit more difficult than others, it did feel like there was a need to definitely look at some self-care and just recovering and looking after yourself when life's not always as stunning as it should be. So I'm just taking from my sheet from Monique Plans, a weekend sticker. On this case, I haven't done a washi banner over in the right corner like I often do, and now I've gone and stuck that inadvertently without realising it. And these are always they're fun to try and get up without damage to either your planner or the sticker, but we seem to manage that. So using a little bit of deco from the kit, I've popped that across to the side just to give that weekend banner a little bit of something extra, and pop that over underneath the Saturday and Sunday. And then I'm also coming back to the Monday now, and I'm taking from Arctic Paper Studio. I quite like her holiday scripts and different things that she does. just needing to cut off the tail to get this one to fit in, because normally it would be designed to go right across the weekend, but I didn't actually have a sticker for the Monday, so I've used the long weekend one, which did the job, because the Monday on this case was the Labor Day weekend, and in Melbourne we get that one off, which is really nice. So that's popped down first thing on Monday, and then just to mention, even though I didn't have, as I said, didn't have the appropriate script, I've popped down there a script, a very small sticker, one of the littles, just to acknowledge that this was the Labor Day weekend. So not only was it the Labor Day weekend, but it was also my brother's birthday, and I wanted to mark that special on my planner, and so I've taken a quarter box from the kit, and I've used a birthday script from Mum and Me Designs. She's got a couple of different ones. She's got some happy birthday, she's got just plain birthday, and then I've used a banner from Stella Beau Sticker Co. Actually, when I've gone to put this on the sheet, I realised that the actual stickers were not cut. So I've gone back to the banners here, and then I've used that going across that quarter box, as I said, just to highlight that this was my brother's birthday on this day. Now, I did contact Stella Beau about the sticker set. I actually got 3 in the rose gold and silver, and all 3 of them had not quite been cut through. I contacted her, and she very promptly replied and was obviously apologetic that somehow that missed quality control. And I think it's important to say that for the most part, her stickers, I really enjoy them, and they're always good quality. That was very much the exception to the rule, and she's going to replace those stickers. So, you know, that happens sometimes. There's an awful lot of stickers on a sheet, and some of these sticker shops are producing really volumes for us to enjoy, and good quality stickers, and every now and again one can slip through the net. It can happen to even the very best quality products. Popping down under the full box, I've used a flag from the kit and popped on there a Stella Beau Sticker Co. old-fashioned telephone, just to make note of the fact that I called my brother to wish him a happy birthday. And then underneath that, I've popped a divider from that same sheet of squiggly Sadies Stickers sheet that I've been using a lot and really enjoying. Just love the variety in the different squiggles in that kit. I've popped a half box. I've used a little round circle from the kit and just made note that last week had been a particularly difficult week, and some issues were still sort of carrying over into this week. And yeah, and that's probably all that needs to be said about that one. So that completes the Monday, and now it's time to head across to Tuesday. So I'm just heading back to the sidebar to go to those habit trackers, and I did have a bit of a fossick around here, just trying to decide which thing I was going to mark next. And then I've found my scripts for my steps and my vitamins for the week, and I've added those onto the sidebar. Firstly, the steps, and secondly, the vitamins. And as I've mentioned before, these ones are my own script. I think I need to start moving that about a little bit, and either looking for some scripts that I like from other suppliers, or perhaps designing some more with a little bit more interest in them, so I'm not using the same ones all the time. That can get a little bit boring. And then popping under there the Grateful sticker, also my own, but as you can see, this one's a little bit thinner than the other, and then the other two. Been playing around with the thickness of scripts and different things, just a bit experimental to try and see what I like and what works. Now moving across onto Tuesday, it's time to mark in my work schedule for the week. So I've taken these little arrows from the kit. They had, I think Nikki's had them in sort of the 4 different colourways of the various boxes, and 4 different shades of pinks to mauves. And I've popped those little arrows up the top of the page, and then using the work script, I've gone back across those arrows and popped the work script on top of them. So on this occasion I am using a work script from Live, Love and Craft in rose gold foil, and they fit beautifully into the width of those 4 boxes, and it's nice to be able to include both ends of the tail. Just makes that word a little bit more appealing. So the work completed across the 4 days. It's nice to have a 4-day week rather than the usual 5. You've got to love having a Monday off. Once those work stickers are laid down, I pop back to Tuesday, and using a quarter box from the kit, I'm going to add what would normally be Coffee Monday, but on this occasion, of course, it's Coffee Tuesday. So I don't have a Coffee Tuesday sticker, but I do have a coffee sticker. And this one is one of the quarter boxes from the kit. Nice little bit of confetti foil across the top of it, which is really nice and adds a little bit of interest. I like it when I like a plain box that you can zhuzh up with a bit of deco, but I also like a box that has a little bit of foiling on it, especially if it's as subtle as this one, which, as I said, I quite enjoy. So also taking a little bit of deco from the kit, one of the florals, just giving that a bit of a trim, and looking for an icon that I particularly would like to use. On this occasion I'm using one from Crafts by Thaowie. I really love the way that the cappuccino top has got a heart in the middle of it and the bows. And this was a little ombre sheet that was like a little sampler, and it went through from pink to white, and it was quite pretty, and I really enjoyed using that one. So I've popped down the coffee script, which is my own, and then I've added the icon underneath that. Once that coffee box has been constructed, I take it across onto the planner and lay that down. I do find that with the layering, which has become quite a trend with planning at the moment, and also happens to be something that I really love combining florals and foils and pretty scripts and lovely icons, so it very much appeals to me. But doing it off the planner on sticker paper just seems to work quite well, and you tend to have less mistakes that way. Now I've used a box here that was actually a 3-point tracker box, but for the purposes of what I needed, it was going to be just fine. And I noted here that it was crazy busy at work. That's often the case when we come back to work after a Monday long weekend, because Mondays are always busy. And we find that the build up on the Tuesday after the long weekend is usually crazy, is the best word to describe it. It's beyond busy. However, it is what we're used to be perfectly honest, and our staff cope pretty well with that. Fortunately, we've got a new staff member joining us, so that is going to take a little bit of the burden off some of these very busy times, which seem to have evolved since we've gone into lockdown and coming out the other end of it. And we've had to make some adjustments to cope with the increase in volume, and just generally to take a little bit of the burden off our hard-working team. So I've just noticed on there that I've made a note. I'm using a flag that all of our family had mentioned that they're a little bit tired after coming off an emotional week, but we're always grateful that at least we have a safe and warm and comfortable place to rest. I'm very mindful, especially being in healthcare during COVID, that not everybody has the support of family or be fortunate enough to have warm homes to go to when times are difficult. And again, it's a bit like the silver lining in something. You have to look for the good, and these type of difficult events for people, I think, make us very grateful for the things that we have in our life, and how fortunate we are even to live in this country, Australia being a lucky country, as we're watching so many other countries around the world going back into lockdown with some really significant numbers in second and third waves of COVID. So I think along with a bit of weariness also goes some quiet time to be grateful for the blessings that you have in your life. So just under those flags and that little box there, I've put another one of those squiggly ones. This one was a slightly larger one with a couple of extra squiggles. As you can see, the variety in them is really quite good fun, and they just fill that awkward spot that can be left sometimes when you can't quite fill it and there's not enough room to add another box to it. So moving across now on to Wednesday, and just at the top of the page I've used again just sort of in a layering fashion a circle and a small flag, just to mark that it was still hectic after the weekend, and we were all busy trying to catch up and get back on track, although it is starting to be a bit of a question mark as to what back on track actually means. The busyness that was created during COVID doesn't seem to be subsiding, and I suppose now people are getting back to all of the health things that they put on hold during that period while there was limited travel and people were prioritising what they did and did not want to do. Then using another quarter box from the kit, I've just popped down there that this was also another day that required coffee. Sometimes it is the best way to start the day and the best way to just tackle the tasks ahead. So moving underneath the full box, I've taken a half box from the kit and popped on there using Mum and Me Designs Happy Mail and a little Happy Mail sticker icon that I received Happy Mail this day in the form of, it actually was some folders from Officeworks. You might have heard me mention in previous spreads that I'm just trying to get all my folders and different things in the way of my sticker organisation sorted, and Officeworks have some little A5 folders that are perfect for the job. So a couple of those had come in as I've gone through my stash and sorted the things that need to be divided and what's the best way to use them so that I'm getting best value out of the variety of stickers that I have. Then heading down to the bottom of Wednesday, I've used a quarter box from the kit, again with a little bit of the confetti foiling on it, which I've popped down the bottom, and I've used a little laundry line, or a washing line rather, with some laundry on it from the Print Petticoat Bandit. Just print that in black and white and then I foil it. One of my laundry strips, and although there's not a big space there, there is a small area just to put another one of those lovely squiggles. I can see that that's going to be a sheet of stickers that I'll run out of very quickly. Just giving you a quick wiggle there before we move on to the second half of the week. So that's the first half completed, and I'm moving on up to Thursday. So Thursday starts off well with the work at the top of the page as usual, and I put down a half box from the kit with a bit of a watercolour for rather floral that was in the theme of the spread. I quite like the watercolour boxes. You get a little bit of pattern, but you also get plenty of room to write the scripts and or write the details that you need. I've used a group of books from Crafts by Thaowie. It's quite a thick group of books, so it has to be on a larger sticker. I've gone to use it a few times on smaller stickers and it just overpowers the box completely. So on a half box it seems to work quite well. And I noted on here that I really got stuck into the accreditation. We have that coming on board in just a couple of weeks. And while the majority of it's done, there's a little bit of fine tuning to do here and there, but feeling quite positive that the bulk of that is completed, and now it's a matter of going through the clinic and, you know, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that we're well and truly ready for when that day comes through. So using one of the longer flags from the kit, I've just put that across there, covering the line between the division of the boxes. And I actually popped quite a large, one of the larger stickers down the bottom there onto that divider in the middle. And again, that's, you know, quite a large one, so sort of have to think about how you're going to work around that. But this day there was not a lot happening. It was mainly work, a fairly intense sort of work day. I didn't really put my head up from the computer for several hours, and when you're that absorbed, sometimes the day just, you know, runs away. So underneath where the half box is, I've just added there that this is a Thursday meeting that we were going to be having with our doctors. We normally have one at the end of the month, but we missed the last one, so we've done a makeup one on this evening. So I've used one of my meeting scripts and popped that towards the top of the box and put another Crafts by Thaowie icon. As you can probably see if you've watched any of my videos, they really do tend to be some of my favourites. They're just the perfect size, perfect colour and proportion, and with that little added extra bow, it just makes them that little bit special and just so right for the job. And I marked on there that we had a doctor's meeting that evening. So Thursday was a bit of an uneventful day. It was mainly work stuff, and when you've got that much work stuff going on, it doesn't leave a lot of room for anything else. So yes, it's hard to get variety in your planner when you have one of those sorts of days. Anyway, nevertheless, on the Friday, I had a work from home day, and I've marked that under there. It wasn't actually anticipated earlier in the week, but that's just how it evolved. And I've used a half box underneath, and again back to this sticker sheet, which I've almost completed just in this one spread. So clearly that was a popular one. And I was thinking about doing something different and going down the side, but didn't really do the job. And I marked on there that this was a quieter day than we'd had during the week, but that was because we had 2 doctors away, which is rather unusual, and that gave me the opportunity, with it being a little bit quieter, to go home and again do some of that intense accreditation work that I had started the day before. And then just going down underneath the full box, I used one of the flags from the kit and created a bit of a layer situation here, with the one long pale pink with a little bit of foiling on it, and then I've popped across a slightly fatter one towards the bottom. Then I've used that same telephone from Stella Beau Sticker Co to pop on there, and I marked that I had a chat with a lady whose company I enjoy at quilting once a month on a Saturday, and we had actually stopped doing our classes during COVID, and we were now looking at starting those back up again, given that we had the bulk of the COVID drama behind us at this particular point in Melbourne. And I just wrote down there that I had a chat with Josie. I don't often use names in my planner. I try to only use initials, but I think I'd already written that before I really thought about it. And then that block was just a little bit bare, so it needed a bit of a zhuzh up. I've gone to the top and mentioned there with a little bit of floral from the kit and a heart how pleasant it was to work in my office at home that day with a window beside me. Where I work in the clinic, my office doesn't actually have a window, and surprising the difference it makes. It really is lovely to be able to look out at the sky. It's a very different feel, and I'm very surprised at how much it affects my mood and what I can get done. I'm not inclined to be sort of, I don't get down in the dumps or anything very much, but I very much enjoy seeing the lovely sky as I'm working during the day. So then underneath there, it was still a little bit bare, and so I've gone to my Pretty Pink Co, and she has got these just to die for. They're so sweet, so cute, pretty and feminine little drops with hearts on the end of them, and they filled that little blank spot really perfectly on that Friday. So now it's time to head across to the weekend. And I've started off by, I was going to add that half box, and then I've changed my mind, gone back, and clearly I was thinking that I'd probably prefer to start things off in a different way. And on this Saturday morning I did want to get a little bit done, and I had a couple of appointments that I needed to, or errands rather, that I needed to run. So I thought the best way was to get an early start. And I marked on here using one of the quarter boxes that the perfect start to any of my days really is my little caffeine hit. And so I've started off there with marking coffee for that morning, using another lovely cup from Planning World, a cup of coffee with the coffee script under there that is my own. And then I've gone down further using a half box and noted on there that I needed to catch up with a friend who was trying to sort out some fabrics that she was looking after. Sadly, her sister passed, and she was an avid quilter, and her stash was quite huge. And given that you need a little bit of an interest in that area to help sort out fabric, I was able to just have a chat with my friend this morning, and we worked out some strategies so she could get on top of it. It really was a huge stash of fabric, and it would have been a real shame to just sort of lump it all in together. So she was busily working on that, and I've used some foil deco from the kit, and it already had a cute little bottle of perfume there in the corner, which was rather nice. So I've marked that visit. Then I've gone down underneath that, and I've used one of the washi strips or a header. It's much the same size in the pattern from the kit, and that's gone between another quarter box again with that sort of subtle confetti foiling on it. I've used a knife, or rather a fork and spoon from Crafts by Thaowie, and noted on there that I caught up on this Saturday and had some lunch with my husband at a local cafe. It's been a long time since we've had the freedom to be able to go out. Lockdown lasted quite a long while, and for most people, staying home had become the norm. And so it was quite nice to actually be able to go out to a restaurant for a change and enjoy some lunch on a Saturday, which was quite good. So that pretty well was the morning and went into the early afternoon. And then I did come home and had a bit of a play with some stickers, but that's fine. I didn't get the chance to mark that because that day had been filled. And then coming across onto Sunday, I've taken a quarter box from the kit. I've layered one of the small flags over the top of that, and using a Mr. and Mrs. Mint, one of my favourite little stickers for sleeping, little pillow with a smiley face and some lashes. It always just reminds me of a happy sleeping sort of an icon, and that's also got a matching little sleeping script with it. So the Mr. and Mrs. Mint are printables. You can get them coloured, but if you choose to do them in black and white on your laser, then you can go ahead and foil them. So they're quite versatile. They're very sweet, and she does some really nice stickers. And then underneath that, I've popped a quarter box down and marked on there that on the Sunday I filmed my February 1 memory plan with me. So some of Saturday afternoon would have been spent getting the stickers together and prepping for the filming, and that's sort of all part of the deal. You don't just sit down and it all just happens. You do need to put a little bit of effort into, funnily enough, planning the planning, and that's what happens before I do the filming. I try to get some sort of order to the stickers that I'm going to use so that my filming flows and it's not too disjointed. I mean, you can edit everything out so that when you see it, when the end user sees it, they wouldn't really know how long it took. And I've noticed some girls even plan over more than one day and film over more than one day, but I do prefer to get it out of the way at once. So then going down to the bottom of Sunday, I have marked on there using one of the half boxes from the kit and using an Arctic paper script that it was time to plan, and that's a little Crafts by Thaowie cloud planner sitting to the side of it, and that is what I normally do on a Sunday afternoon to prepare for the week ahead, and that's sort of fairly standard unless something comes up and it's family time. But even at the end of Sunday we tend to get some time in the evening where it's quiet and I can do those things. And then later that afternoon I also dipped my nails, which is what I do. I don't paint them, I actually use dipped nails, and that's what I did on Sunday afternoon. Speaking of which, my nails have regrowth and need to be done, so apologies for that. I do usually like to keep them tidy. So just having a little look closer up at the spread and trying to catch some of that foiling. You really just need to to wiggle it in a special way so that you catch the light. And then I'm popping this back into my planner ready for the next session. After popping the sheets back into my planner, I've given them a little bit of a wiggle so that we could catch some of that glorious foiling. It's really quite beautiful. It's just such a pretty rose gold, and it suits this kit beautifully from Nikki Plus Three. And I also added my gratitudes across to the side using that lovely Villa Beautiful pen and just flipping back to the front of the planner and closing that off. And that's a Live, Love and Craft divider. And that's the end of the plans for that week. Here are the stickers that are left over. They're all such usable stickers. There's not a great deal. I tend not to use a lot of trackers, so there's something that's often left for me. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.